Well, that was the weirdest Doctor Who episode of all time. Hello and welcome back to the Bored Whovian YouTube channel, and I have just come out fresh from watching Wild Blue Yonder. Why was it called Wild Blue Yonder? Like, it's such a weird, wacky name, because a choir song called Wild Blue Yonder plays at the start, and what the hell would you name a story like that anyway? Yeah. First off, before I get into the episode, I'd like to actually talk about last week's episode and my review after it, because you know what? While I like, just getting my thoughts out straight away after watching an episode, I do think, I maybe need to start doing reviews a little bit later. And with the 60th, I'm going to stick to this and do it straight after. But maybe I might start doing secondary reviews or secondary discussions a few days later. Because I'll be honest, with the Star Beast, my opinion grew of it. And it's now gone from a 6 to like a 7 in my mind. And I think the anticipation and excitement got the better of me. And I didn't get what I wanted. And I learned from my lesson this week. So many people were expecting, cameos and all of that, to the point where the director, Tom Kingsley, had to come out on Twitter and go, look guys, we just kept what happened in this episode secret because we could. And I like that. They went, you know what, it's the 60th. The stuff which has been seen filming, yeah, we'll reveal that in the trailers and everything, but we can keep this episode secret and it can be okay. And yeah, fine, great. And I respect that. Now, let's actually get into the story. Let's talk about the opening, which is completely unrelated to the story and just felt like a fun Doctor Who skit. So it opens in England 1666, and you follow Isaac Newton going to an apple tree where an apple promptly falls on his head. Obviously a very famous incident in history as he discovers gravity. And I don't know the exact actor's name, but it's played by one of the actors who worked with Russell on It's a Sin, one of the main characters in that group. And if you haven't watched It's a Sin, please do. It's phenomenal. And yeah, the Doctor and Donna are just kind of joking around, realising it's Newton, and then joke about it and mention the word gravity to him. He mishears it, however, and thinks that they said mavity. And it's referenced later on in the story in a jokingly way, where the Doctor says gravity, Donna doesn't understand, so he says mavity, and then she understands. Like, clearly, they've kind of slightly rejigged history. I don't know if this is going to be a joke which is mentioned forever in the rest of Doctor Who, but it's a nice little reference in this story on its own. So, they're stuck on a spaceship. They don't know why the spaceship's there, they don't know where the spaceship is, but we find out later on it is at the edge of the universe. The universe has an edge, something which is a weird concept, but there is like a point where light is so far away that it hasn't reached it yet. And it's a really insane, like, a sci-fi idea, and I like the concept. We find out that a ship has fallen there through a wormhole, and these monsters from the edge of creation are there. It takes a while for us to see these monsters, as basically we don't see them until the Doctor and Donna are separated, because that's their opportunity. It's a very weird moment, because you don't really notice it. I remember the people I was watching it with gasped really quickly when we first saw a shot of the Doctor dealing with the water after seeing Donna, and I thought it was just a cut. I thought it was just a vicious cut, and he was back doing the watery levers. But then Donna walks into the room, and I go, "Oh crap! There's two monsters which look exactly like them." And yeah, weird. The fact that their like arms are like super long at the start, like their mouths, when they go giant and their eyes go googly, like, it's very weird visual. I wasn't terrified. I didn't find it terrifying. I think if I was a kid, I would have found it really terrifying. But it was just odd, very odd. And I was thinking in the middle of the story, what is this story? Where is it going? What's the point? And that's actually the point of the story. The point of the story is that they are in a ticking clock, and the ticking clock is so slow that there's no way they're going to work it out in time. And, when the resolution it comes up to the point where they're questioning, first of all, because at the start they're questioning the ship and why it's there and why is the robot there, and then they're questioning why these things are here, and that's the distraction, and they realise that them thinking helps them grow and helps them adapt and helps them recreate them. And why do they want to do that? Why do they want to recreate these people? We don't know why. Well, we do know why they want to kind of get to the universe. And they're trying to also figure out and use that knowledge to figure out why the captain left that ship, and it's gone weird. So many things to think about. So I like the resolution. This is it's not based Under Siege. It's not a base. But I like stories which start and this feels so like the Star Beast. I didn't really like the resolution, whereas here everything just kind of circles back. Everything was fed to you slowly. Here are all the things, and they all come neatly with the resolution, and it works. I feel satisfied with this story as a singular episode. I feel very satisfied, and I did like it. I think it's the weirdest Doctor Who episode ever. Like, the visuals, it feels like an idea they would have come up in the 80s and gone, no, we can't do that. And then now they're like, well, we actually can now. Let's do it. I thought the CG in the corridor, the green screen in the corridor was a bit, but like, green screen can be like that. I found it just weird. It was weird. But I think we should have expected that from a story called Wild Blue Yonder. I am, weirded out. But yeah, we find out the ship is a bomb, and the slow wording is slow on purpose. So, because it's a countdown, and thinking slow stops them from realising. The slower you think, the less they understand it. They can't read it. They can't extract the information. When I found out they were extracting information and trying to copy them, I was like, Midnight? Maybe this was the first draft of Midnight which he changed, and he's gone back on it. I don't know, but similar concept where something's slowly copying you, except it's not extracting information from you, it's kind of just copying the information. Like, it's not... Anyway, I'll stop talking on that tangent, but I did actually quite like this. What would I give it? I don't think I can give it an 8. I wouldn't give it an 8, I'd give it a 7. But I'd like to edit last week's 6 and give that a 7 as well. Joe, no, I think I preferred the Star Beast to this. I think I'd give last week a 7.5. This is the face of someone who will change their mind while editing the video, which you are watching right now. I'm so sorry that my opinion changed now, but I am now saying it's an 8 out of 10. Sorry. And this week's was just really weird, and I love when Doctor Who's weird. You have science fiction in your hands. Sometimes you need to go for it, and I think Russell didn't really go for sci-fi a lot. Like, you've got to think how many Earth-based stories we had during Russell's era, and he's just gone for something wacky and out there. And you got 2 stories set, in London, and 1 set, here. Meant you've got to kind of go for it, and I appreciate when Russell really delves into sci-fi, because something which I think Moffat's big strength was that, and RTD never really quite delved into it. I feel like he was a bit scared of that approach, and he did humanise Doctor Who, the Doctor and the character and the show quite a lot, which I appreciate. But when he goes weird, I want to see more of it. I really liked this, the way you're fed the questions, and the Doctor wants to answer them. The Doctor as a character, and when he realises thinking about the questions and answering them will actually kind of make them lose in a way. But then, the fact that the TARDIS saves them in a way, because he realises, okay, either A, they stop the bomb, but if he's not going to catch up, the TARDIS will know, because it's a time machine, and get them. What did I think about him picking up the wrong Donna? I'll be honest, when I heard those 2 Donnas say those answers to the question, I thought her saying it just is it, yeah. That's what I would have said. I would have said, cause it sounds like Mr. Bean. But Mrs. Bean, that would have been what I would have said. But, I felt really like Catherine Tate's performance in that little minute where she's stuck on the ship is so amazing. Like, the horror and terror that she's not, like, the Doctor's picked the wrong Donna up. That's fantastic. That little minute of performance is stellar, and it reminded me of a show, and this might be spoilers to it, but I'm not going to say what the actual happens in it, but it reminded me of the ending of a show called You, Me and the Apocalypse, and that was amazing. It came out in like 2015-16, I don't know, but I loved it, and you can watch it. It's a really good, like, limited series, 1 series, but yeah, it reminded me a lot of that. But her acting in that minute alone is fantastic. She's great in the whole story, but it's so because you feel for her in that moment, and I was thinking that story in that moment, is Donna going to die, and is the next episode going to be this, and this creature with the Doctor, and they slyly are there and help with the Toymaker or something. the Doctor coming back and then coming up with a bullshit reason as to figure out which Donna is which, I don't care. Like I feel like we're now going to say in the fandom, like whenever we see someone or something, we're just going to say, your arms are too long or my arms are too long, and that's just, ooh. It's a little bit creepy. It's a little bit creepy, I'll give it that. I just love, I love Doctor Who being weird. I love Doctor Who being weird. But yeah, I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. It was really good to see, actually, Bernard Cribbins at the end, and they gave a lovely, in loving memory of Bernard Cribbins at the end of the story. Really nice, good touch. I don't know if they'll do that next week as well, but it was good to see that in this episode. But yeah, obviously, we had to get cliffhanger leading into next week. In the one day they've been away, the Toymaker has begun his descent on the world. His, destruction of the world and his plot on the Doctor. And there was a good, nice next time trailer at the end of the episode. We got to see the Toymaker first. The first time we've heard the word Toymaker in the trailers. We got to see Tennant with strings on him. We've seen the strings from the top, but we now see him with strings on him. He's being played by the Toymaker. And we finally get to see regeneration energy on his face. And we get to see Ncuti in the TARDIS. Oh, I'm so excited. Seeing him in the TARDIS for the first time, seeing that shot oh my god. I'm so excited for next week. I'm so excited to see Ncuti Gatwa as the Doctor. I cannot wait. And I just can't wait. Anyway, comment below what you thought about the episode. Like the video if you've enjoyed it. And please subscribe if you haven't already. And also, finally, do not forget to ding the bell. You'll be notified every single time I upload a video. I've been the Bald Whovian, and that was Wild Blue Yonder. Yeah. I don't know what the fandom thinks about this, but I can't wait to find out. Anyway, see you around.